my friend, he said, a lady came here, wanted to know about the power of the rosary. If there was any power in the rosary beads. And the Spirit come in and said, no power in the rosary beads. There's power in your heart, right here. There's illusions, and billions of people are caught in that illusion. Now, another thing he wanted me to say was that from that knowing, he said, the Spirit told me, it was not Jesus that was on that cross. It was his sister that was killed by the government. So, do you know what that does to your system? A lot of the women go, I knew there was something. This is what I did, was that I asked, how many of you understand or have been around channelers? The hands went up. How many channel? How many know of somebody that channels Jesus Christ? So they knew that there was a connection with the channeling. So I said, okay, this is what my friend told me. So I told him that. I said, ask your channel that's standing out that said this, and ask him if this is true. So it took a month, because that stuff is sort of like embedded, almost embedded in your DNA, as the truth. Those are Klingons. The illusion are Klingons. So it took a month. And this lady come forward, she said, we had a channeling session with JC last night. That's what they call it. And we asked that question. And he said, yes, it's true. It's true. Now, the mistake that most of our people make is they say, according to the Bible, did this happen this way? And they're going to say, yes, according to the Bible. According to Winnie the Pooh, yes, according to Winnie the Pooh, that happened. The Bible has a lot of beautiful things, but you understand where it actually came from. So, the women, what I'm saying is they are very important, and there has been truths that have been, you could say, not hidden, but there, because we have not stepped up to the plate and stood by our women folk. We are in this age, you call Aquarius, the age of the coyote and the mouse. It's a very high feminine age. And the men gotta slowly, gonna have to step aside, because the women are gonna come and knock you over anyway. What that means is the men, start working on your feminine. Start balancing yourself. This is what ceremony is about. This is what Sundance is about. The men stand there. These men are sun dancers. They stand there with a dress. They stand there barefoot, with sage on their head, their wrists, and they pierce themselves. And they dance and pray for 4 days. And why the dress? Because Mother Earth's only energy that comes from below is love. That's a very high feminine energy. So the ceremony, Sundance, is a very high feminine ceremony. And they're also connected with the sun. Our sweat lodge. How many been in sweat lodge? Feminine ceremony. That's the womb of Mother Earth. Represents the womb. Represents rebirth. How many have screamed in there? I went out. You didn't use those words though, did you? Only in your mind. So the men, when you sit on the Mother Earth, You're sitting on love. Pure love. That's why they tell the men, through the teachings of the universal and spiritual laws, take off your shoes, your plastic shoes, take them off. Wear moccasins, go barefoot, or wear sandals, because the energy is stopped through shoes. People know this. Scientifically, they know this energies. They know how to imbalance you. And energies we like to play with the words. So those energies, those crying for vision, feminine energy, you cry, you release, and you let everything flow. You let your past go. You pick up a new life. Feminine. It's a very beautiful ceremony when you cry. Women do it all the time. They have ceremony all the time over every little thing. Constant ceremony. Beautiful. You see how hard it is for a man to cry? Because they're so blocked in their feminine energies. Our ceremonies, Hamblecha, that's what it's about. Crying. It's a very beautiful ceremony to cry. Because this opens up. This opens up. You feel it. You see people, when they're opening up, they grab this heart right away. You see that? We understand that. The heart's opening up and they feel it. And a lot of us are trying to block it, but we can't. The tear is a very powerful instrument of healing. So these ceremonies, keeping of the spirit, keeping and releasing of the soul, the throwing of the bomb, and what we like to call the shnati, the woman, when the young girl comes in her womanhood, when she leaves all those childish little girl things behind. So feminine ceremonies have been on this land for many years. And the men that work these ceremonies have and are working with balancing their feminine energies constantly. Constantly. The women were the ones that made decisions for the tribe. It was the women. The men will do all the talking. The women would listen. They won't say anything, but they listen. Then when they get home, then they lay down their own men. And that's where minds change. I've seen that with my brother here. When he comes out of the bedroom with his head down, well, I know it happened. So when he's singing and smiling, I know what his woman did for him. You know? So he's happy. I mean, he's doing good now. Or he's always frowning. So Kim's doing a real good job. You know, because he always takes it out on me, you know. When I say good things about him, then he frowns. He doesn't do that anymore. So our women folk, we need to stand with them, to step aside, because look at how many women here. Every conference, every ceremony, every gathering we do, the women are there. I figured it out, but I think they make their men stay home and work.
Come on, people!